FromSoft has implemented some cool features and ideas into the Souls games. These features are a unique checkpoint system, the trick weapons from Bloodborne, the healing, and many more. Now I do know that as some of those features already existed before the Souls games, but you can't deny that FromSoft innovated some of these ideas, adding their own twist and spin to it. Now while a lot of the features that FromSoft has implemented into their games are great so far, I do wish that the upcoming Souls games will have some other cool, unique ideas. So today I'm going to be listing my personal top 7 features and ideas that I would like to see in future Souls games. The first thing I would like to see is more weapon customization. When it comes on to weapon customization, FromSoft has evolved over the years. At first it started with weapon ascension from Dark Souls 1 to unique combos or buffs known as weapon arts in Dark Souls 3 to Ashes of War in Elden Ring, which is similar to weapon arts, however this time you can place them on different weapons of your choice. While the evolution of weapon customization has been great, it would be cool to see them allowing you to make your own weapon amalgamation. For example, combining 2 regular greatswords together making a great twin blade, giving it a unique moveset at the downside of it being super heavy, or adding a chain onto a sword, hammer, or axe making it have longer range but maybe a decrease in damage. Now don't get me wrong, I know implementing this would be extremely hard, but I don't think it's impossible at all. Now another idea I would like to see is at least one of their upcoming Souls games being set in a steampunk-esque World War I setting. Like I know Bloodborne is steampunk, but judging by the architecture, a lot of people agree that it takes place in a Victorian-esque type of era. But what if there's another Souls game that took place in the Edwardian era instead? Somewhere where technology is advancing but would still feel like the Victorian era like Bloodborne. I don't know, I think that would be cool. Another feature that would be cool to see is double affinity. What do I mean by this, you might ask? Well, you know how you can infuse a weapon with lightning or frost or any other type of, elemental damage? Imagine you could infuse it with both. Not only that, but doing so would create its own visual appearance. For example, Ghost Flame, which does frost buildup, or the Dragon Scale Blade, which does lightning and frost damage. Now imagine you could mix and match between these 2 different affinities, getting unique visuals for each combination. Now the only issue with this would be the balancing, because if they were to do it the regular way, then the base damage of the weapon would be crippled, and if they only reduce damage based on only one affinity, then the weapon would be super OP. But I do think there's a way to balance this, but I'm not a game dev, so I don't know. Something else I would like to see in new Souls games are more stylish combos or movesets. Now don't get me wrong, I really like how simple the weapon animations are in the Souls games, but I do sometimes wish that there were a bit more spice added to them. For example, look at the halberd or glaive moveset in Elden Ring. It's okay, but it's a bit slow because, to be fair, it is a heavy weapon. But compare it to the Azure Glaive from Lies of P. Look how stylish the animation is. Don't get me wrong, I'm not asking for FromSoft to implement a Devil May Cry type of weapon animation or whatever in their new Souls game, but it would be cool if their basic weapon movesets were just more stylish overall. Now moving on, something else I would love to see is a more active or alive world. We already know that FromSoft's specialty is dead and decaying worlds, but it would be awesome if they made a world with a town or cities that still has people living in them, walking around and being expressive. Now speaking about being expressive, let's talk about having more expressive NPCs. I've already made a video on the one major flaw the Souls games have, and that's with their NPCs. A lot of them are memorable, don't get me wrong, but when it comes on to their animations and expressions, I think they could need some work in the future. But before I say anything more, because I know a lot of people probably have their pitchforks out, I'm not saying that the NPCs should be like the ones in GTA or have a cutscene play out or having dialogue options when talking to them. No, I'm simply saying that them being more expressive with their body language would be cool and even more immersive in my opinion, instead of just standing still all the time. You could have them walking around while talking or doing something like eating, I don't know, but again, just make them a bit more expressive. Now the final idea I would like to see in a Soulsborne game is being able to power stance weapons of different types. Think about how cool it would be if you could power stance a straight sword or a dagger paired with a great sword. and see the unique combo animations that would play out. Well, technically with the Farron Greatsword from Dark Souls 3, you could already have an idea of how it would look. Now I know implementing this would be like really hard, but Bloodborne already had unique combos for the trick weapons, so I definitely think that FromSoft could definitely implement something like this in the future. And there you have it, my top 7 features that I would like to see in upcoming Souls games. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I want to give a special shout out to my Patreon members, Hugh Nguyen, Frank Holos, and Jabroni Jones. Thank y'all for the support, and thank you guys for watching this video. Have a good one.